I always notice something, whenever the school bell rings, have you seen how, what is the first thing that you hear when the school bell rings?
A great amount of cheer, joy, and children running out.
Yeah, right? Children running out because it's almost like, it's the cry of the domesticated beast. He's been tied and fettered in the classroom and suddenly he's being liberated. So he wants you to run away from school. This is the education system we have created. So even a training program in a corporate world, you're dying for the lunch break and the coffee break because you just can't keep your eyes open because you are being pushed into this this space where they are going to domesticate you using various methods like 9:30 to 10:30 you learn this and 10:30 and as if your brain is going to sort of get it. What is attention is not given to the simple fact that is the student motivated willingly to enter the school? No. So he has to be pushed in, broken inside, and it's almost violent, the process of education and training. Now let's look at a different method. Let's look at the Indian method of training. And the Vikram and Vetal story, which is a folk tale, explains this in a very powerful way. Now Vikramaditya was a great king, and one day a sorcerer came to him and said, go to a cremation ground and find me a Vetal, a ghost. And Vikramaditya said, of course, whatever you want I shall give, because being a great king, he was willing to give anything to anybody who came to him. So he goes to the crematorium to find the ghost, and the instruction is that when there is a banyan tree and the ghost hangs upside down, and you have to pull it down and carry it on your shoulders, but never speak to it. If you open your mouth and speak to the ghost will fly away.
And then you'll have to go back and
you have to go back and collect him.
Okay.
Now, so he goes to the crematorium, finds the ghost hanging upside down, pulls him down, puts him on his shoulder, walks back. Now the ghost doesn't want to be caught. So the ghost tries everything in his power to make Vikramaditya speak. He chats him up, asks him questions, and Vikramaditya refuses to speak. Finally, the Vetal comes up with an idea. He says, let me tell you a story. And at the end of the story, I'll ask you a question. If you know the answer to the question, speak. If you know the answer to the question and do not speak, your head will burst into 1,000 pieces. But if you don't know the answer, keep quiet. It's perfectly fine. This is what we call the case study method.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Harvard Business School has put it to use for many, many years now, very successfully, right?
Yeah. So, I guess it is validated once it happens in Harvard.
All right. Ouch. Okay.
So, the Vetal keeps asking questions, and Vikramaditya, being a very wise king, is able to answer all the questions. So for 24 times the stories are told, 24 times the questions are asked, and 24 times the answer is given, and the Vetal flies back, much to the exasperation of Vikramaditya.
Who has to go back and recollect him and then go through the whole process of storytelling.
Again and again. Right. It's a cyclical, boring thing. It's like that sales cycle every month and the business plan cycle every month. Horrible. You want a liberation from that, don't you?
Right.
And then finally, the 25th time, Vikramaditya is unable to answer the question.
He genuinely doesn't know the answer, because if he knew it, his head would have burst into 1,000 pieces.
And so he heaves a sigh of relief. He says, there, now I have got the ghost and I'll take him back to the sorcerer. And the ghost laughs, the typical Hindi film laughs. And he says, what a foolish man you are. Do you realize every time you answered the question, you were saving your own life? So long as you can answer the question, you were saving your life. The fact that you can't answer the question means now you are in trouble. Because you see, the moment you'll take me to the sorcerer is going to bottle me and turn me into a genie, and I'll be the very powerful genie. And what is the first thing I will be asked to do?
Is to kill you as the king.
Is to kill you.
Right.
And so all the time when you were problem solving and you were getting irritated by that, you didn't realize that that is the only reason you are king. You exist to answer questions. You only matter when you solve problems. So you should welcome problems rather than saying, oh, I don't want problems in life. Because then what is the use of a king?
It's a beautiful metaphor, because the day the problems go away, your utility as a king reduces to nothing, right?
Nothing. But you see, the smashana bhumi, or the cremation ground where the ghost exists, is the training room. No business happens over there. Nothing happens. So it's a cremation ground. And the trainer or the facilitator or the guru, whoever you want to call it, is the Vetal. He has nothing to gain by the training. He's paid for it anyway, whether it's a good training or bad training. Who gains from the training session? It's the participants. Right. So it's the Vikramaditya who has to come to the smashana bhumi The Vetal won't come to Vikramaditya. So in ancient India, the teachers never went to the students. You didn't have advertisements for colleges and schools.
Right.
If you want to study, come. If you don't want to study, don't come. Who loses? There's this Chinese proverb, like you keep hearing this all the time. You keep hearing don't give a man a fish.
Teach him how to fish.
Teach him how to fish. The Indian method would be very different. They would say, no, don't give a man a fish. Don't teach him how to fish either. But inspire him to discover his own method of fishing. Because then it's his. That's the teacher's job. And in inspiring the student, he grows himself. This is Saraswati Dan.
Next week on Business Sutra.
Some things cannot be measured. Let me tell you the danger of the story of what happens when you try to measure everything. Well, the story is of a father who asks his daughters, how much do you love me? And the eldest daughter says, I love you as much as sugar. And the youngest daughter says, I love you as much as salt. And in the father's mind, sugar had a higher score. And so he said, the elder daughter loves me more and the younger daughter does not love me enough. And therefore he rejects the younger daughter. And yet from a younger daughter's perspective, she was trying to say how much she loved him, because you cannot eat anything unless it contains salt.
To send us your feedback, SMS BizSutra space your response or question and send it to 51818. Or you can email us at bizsutra@in.com. And you can watch this episode and the entire series on YouTube.